Welcome back, everyone, to Cartoon Conversations, where we take an in-depth, close look at all the most important things in the DC universe, involving mainly just the DC Unlimited thing that we're watching, which is still really freaking awesome, but still.
This is true.
Our next episode is Chaos at the Earth's Core, where we get a really cool look at a whole other side to DC that I don't think many people know. I didn't know about it beforehand. What about you, Jordan? What can you say about this particular area in the world?
I don't know. I always knew about the place in the Earth where the dinosaurs lived.
That was just like, I never, how do I explain it?
There's one in real life, too. You don't know this?
Oh,
you obviously
yeah?
don't read
yeah,
the right websites, Elliot.
Oh, dang. I guess I just haven't been, the website that's been explaining to me that doctors still use leeches and that there's a, crazy secret dinosaur breeding ground in the Earth's core.
Hey,
yeah.
One of those things is actually true.
I know, you explained it to me before and I still disagree with you wholeheartedly, but
How can you disagree with facts?
Hey,
That's
because
like
it
saying,
just
are there hats?
it just doesn't.
The debate.
I just can't even believe it to be true. Whatever. Okay, regardless of me completely overthrowing everything that you're saying to me, what did you feel about this? Whoa, yeah, right. What is the big question of the episode?
Should this have been a two-parter? There's a lot of dead ends in this episode. And we're going to decide how we would fix it. Not that it's a bad episode, just that there were some really good ideas here, and it should have been a great episode.
Yee. I believe there was quite a bit going on in this episode, but I don't think there was enough, is the thing. I absolutely wanted to see so much more about each one of these characters that was introduced that we'll talk about, but here's the thing, each one of these characters got maybe like 5 seconds of limelight. What the hell's up with that, DC? I wanted to see the crazy panther chick that turns into a panther. I wanted to see a side story with her instead of her just coming in and saying, they're back, or something like that. That was awesome.
That was a character that you either have to cut or give a storyline.
Oh my god.
Once you give someone the power to turn into a cool creature, you only get one of those two options.
Either she's awesome or she sucks.
Either she's awesome or she doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, she doesn't exist.
So, obviously, they went the other
unfortunately, yeah,
Carmilla.
she didn't exist. Huh?
There's this web series, Carmilla, where one of the main characters can turn into a giant panther, and she's very well developed.
That's pretty damn cool.
Yes, it is cool. Although, because of, it's a YouTube web series, she doesn't actually ever do it on screen.
Oh, dang.
So.
I was totally about to get into all of that. Anthro chicks, babe.
It's a really good web series.
No, I'm not lying. I'm not going to lie. I think it's cool.
So, the episode breakdown.
Right.
We open on screams as a Godzilla knockoff turtle.
Excuse me, Jordan, let me just push you aside for a second. That right there is Gamera. That is a very commonly well-known monster in Japan, childhood. It's a turtle that can fly around and shoot missiles. Well, not missiles. It flies around and it shoots like the goddamn explode shit out of its fucking little holes. And it gains strength by getting all of the good children of Japan to sing for it. And if they all sing for Gamera, it becomes powerful. It is one of the craziest fucking monster film things that I have ever seen, and it is awesome. So don't you goddamn knock Gamera.
Okay, so they decide to fight Gamera.
There you go.
Good
boy.
Would it be a Japanophile or something like that? Someone who loves Japan? Like a bibliophile?
Yeah, Japanophile, I guess.
Would it be Xenophile?
They call it a weeb. A weeboo.
I think it'd be Xenophile.
Xenophile is for cinema.
No, that'd be Xenophile with a C.
Yeah, that's for cinema.
No, Sinophphile. Because you had the Sino-Russian War. So I think it was.
He's getting way too smart for my conversation tastes. I'm pretty sure it's a Xenophile is with a C. Let me go and look real quickly. I'm gonna go type some stuff. Xenophile.
Cyno, meaning Chinese.
Oh,
No.
Cynophile, a person who loves canines. Okay, never mind.
Nope, Cynophile, I guess, is Chinese.
Huh.
I don't know what someone who loves Japan is then. Okay.
Weirdness.
Okay. So, maybe we will reveal the answer on our next podcast. Probably not.
Who knows? But regardless, yes.
Okay. So, whatever. They get him to chase them and lead him into a trap. There's great chemistry between Star and Stripe. Until Supergirl arrives. Apparently she's very big in Japan.
Right. I love the fact that they do that, because they made a reference to that back in the day where, no one's going to remember that. And they have an entire convention where Supergirl comes in, saves the day, and they have a huge convention going on just for Supergirl. Not for Superman, for Supergirl. Maybe she really is big in Japan. Who knows? I know Spider-Man's pretty big in Japan. I know Spider-Man's pretty big in Italy.
So is Anne of Green Gables. For some reason, it's really big in Japan.
Anne of Green Gables?
Yeah.
I wonder what her superpowers are.
Like, what was it? The Japanese are behind American, obviously, are the second biggest set of tourists to Prince Edward's Island.
Interesting.
I just finished Anne of Green Gables. So.
Tell me more.
You should all read Anne of Green Gables. It's like shockingly good. It should not be considered children's literature. It is way too good to limit to children.
To limit to children.
So, Stargirl is jealous of Supergirl's fame and is taken to task by Green Lantern because she didn't follow the plan. To make matters worse,
God, why didn't she follow the plan?
And insults her. Sorry, kicks her in the shins for insulting Supergirl.
And this chubby little Japanese girl just comes up, dressed up like freaking Supergirl, and just kicks her right in the goddamn shin. Just starts mauling a fucking superhero like, you didn't just try and save my entire city. No, it's okay. Supergirl did, not you. Fuck off. You Star-Stripe.
Probably would have been fine without Stargirl. But...
Oh my god.
But yes, it was like the cutest thing ever. She goes, "Don't you talk about Supergirl. Supergirl can melt you with her eyes."
Yeah, that was so funny. Supergirl can melt her with your eyes. Melt you with her eyes. There you go. And then she retorts with, "My dad's a
my
mecha.
stepdad here's a mecha.
My stepdad's a mecha." And that was just so funny.
I love how she says that, and Stripe just waves hello as if that was a normal thing to say to a 5-year-old kid.
Right. Oh my god, that was so funny. My stepdad's a mecha. And then she says, because, mechas are pretty big in Japan.
Yeah.
You've got the whole, series going on. Gundam. Right. I had the biggest brain fart right there in my entire life. You got the Gundam series going down right there. So you'd expect her to say something really impressive about Gundams. Like, mecha this, Gundam that. She's like, mechas are so last year. Totally just shitting all over Stars and Stripes.
So, poor Stripe. Well, really, poor Star, because Stripe is the best stepdad ever.
Stripe doesn't give a crap.
Seriously. When Stargirl's mom married Pat, Stripe's name,
right,
friggin' hit the lottery.
Yeah.
Let's be honest right here. Not many stepdads invent a mech suit to keep their stepdaughter safe.
Oh yeah, just making sure. She's got to have it good.
Yeah. Best stepdad ever, and he's so supportive and nice, and he always looks out for her and cares about her happiness.
Right.
Such a good parent. We should all try and be as good of a parent as Stripe is.
As Stripe. We should all take Stripe's initiative and just be fantastic people and just build mecha for our fucking stepkids. Whatever. Yeah.
So that's why I think Star and Stripe have great chemistry and are just a fantastic.
It is interesting to see a duo that's related in such a way. It's not like they're a couple, or when there's Hawk and Dove. Hawk and Dove are they brothers?
No.
No,
I think some iterations are, but they're not the one in this show.
Right.
They're people who know each other.
Right. I don't think you really have many kind of heroes that have this fucking thing going on.
Yeah, it's a really interesting dynamic because they make it very clear he's her stepdad, but she clearly... So she's got to remember her dad. But she clearly views him as a father figure. There's no, you took dad's place.
Right.
There's nothing like that. It's a very strong, good relationship. It reminds me of my cousins, whose stepfather adopted them and was a really great father to them.
Oh, that's nice to hear, man.
Yeah.
Although we don't exactly delve deep into the history of these two, we do generally see enough of their personality to truly understand what's going on behind them.
Yeah. It's a real shame that Star and Stripe didn't get more time.
Right. That's why I think this should have been a two-parter.
That's why I think it should have focused on Star and Stripe.
I mean, you could have focused on so many different characters in this entirety. If it was a two-parter thing, you could have had the confrontation between, what's her name?
Stargirl, Supergirl?
Yeah, Supergirl and Star. You could have had that been an entire episode. You could have had, just generally more going on with this whole thing. All these characters that we see eventually in the center of the earth, we miss out so much on those people because there's so much that they offer, but we only see them for like 2 seconds. They attack someone and then they leave, and that's it. That's all we find out. And that is what pisses me off the most about this episode. I mean, I thought it was a great episode. We saw a lot of really cool characters. We saw a lot of... I mean, I'm getting way deep into this one already because this is one of those episodes that I want to talk about because it has so much potential. And it makes me sad because if they had more time, because two-parters are really for what? They're really for, end of seasons and stuff, right?
Yeah, they're the bigger episodes in this series. In the last series, everything was a two-parter.
Everything.
No, literally, they only had two-parters and three-parters in Justice League.
Excuse me.
And...
Right,
I think they could have been a little bit more liberal with two-parters in this series. I think it made it a little less special that everything was a two-parter in the first series.
Right.
That, if they did everything was a 2 or 3-parter and it was all leading up to something, but the original series didn't have storylines. They had what was effectively a long series of made-for-TV movies.
I getcha.
Which were all fantastic. But after 3 seasons of it, I was kind of glad they switched it up. And now that I'm 3 seasons into this, I'm thinking, might be time to switch it up again. Go back to a couple more two-parters. I don't know. So, now we cut to the Javelin flying past the North Pole. And, we have technical difficulties. Elliot will soon be back with us. So the Javelin's flying past the North Pole. And inside the Javelin, Supergirl is flying, and Green Lantern is mentoring. I really love how the whole League mentors Supergirl. It's really nice that they all look out for her.
She's really become the adorable little sister.
Elliot's back.
Hey, how's it going? Where did I go?
So it's also, I want to point out, Supergirl looks much older.
And
she looks more mature, more comfortable with her powers. Right,
I did notice the fact that she looked a bit taller, maybe. I'm not entirely sure whether that was a thing, but she definitely, her, what do you call it? Her hair was a lot longer. She didn't look like, just a regular teenager. She looked at least as if she was in high school, let's say.
Yeah, she looked like she was in high school, maybe even college. Which implies that there might have been more time between seasons 2 and 3 than we thought. There might be a couple years between. Which would totally upend the analysis I was talking about earlier, last week, I should say. Where I was saying that, they'd gone through, it probably has only been a couple months, they've gone through more than one liaison. Maybe they went through a liaison in 2 or 3 years, which is about the amount of time you probably want that person to go through. And in that time, Supergirl's now college age.
Right.
And we just didn't notice it because, the difference between someone who's 43 and 46 is not too big. So we didn't notice it in our heroes, who are those younger, 33, 36 isn't huge. But we notice it now that we see Supergirl.
Right.
And maybe Stargirl was too young to join the League, but now she's a fully fledged member.
Right, exactly. Well, we saw Stargirl definitely before. She was always with Stripes, but I mean, that's because they're a pair. It may not just be because of the fact that she's being, watched over because he's her stepdad, and that she doesn't, have the proper credentials as part of the League. I do believe that it's just, she's always been a member, but time definitely has passed for all these people. Yeah. Every single person has grown a whole lot.
Great animation. Kind of hit home that some time passed without ever saying, 3 years in the future.
Yeah.
Or something stupid like that.
2 years from now.
Yeah.
We're going to a ship at end. That's what we're doing.
Yes. So.
Yes. Continuing on with the story.
Stargirl talks bad about Supergirl in the back of the Javelin to her stepdad.
Which is just like, immediately I knew they were going to make something about the fact that she has super hearing.
But even better than that, he has a Supergirl flag and pamphlet. Like, he is clearly just enjoying life. He's like, that Supergirl convention was awesome, and it was really nice of them to give us free passes for saving.
Right. Oh my god, I love the fact that he brings out the Supergirl paraphernalia. You could tell that he was really into it. He probably had a good time. Yeah. He kept the stuff.
What do you call it? SuperCon, you figure?
Supergirl Con?
Or SG-Con, maybe?
SG-Con. Kawaii Girl? Super Kawaii?
Girl Con, yeah, that could be it.
Kawaii Con?
Kawaii Con. No, I think there's already a Kawaii Con. Let's be honest here, it's Japan.
MLP Con?
So yeah. It's a very cute scene. Pat is just, I should say Stripe, is just the best stepdad.
Yeah, he's great.
I love him.
He's endearing. He always says something funny and witty. He definitely has that where are they from, do you know?
I don't know. 1 second. I'll find out.
Yeah, they give that rustic, like, Kansas-y feel.
They have that sort of wholesome, all-American look.
Oh, yeah. Like, I am from this area of life. I'm from the middle of U.S. somewhere. I probably lived on a farm. But I still made my own robot suit, because, whatever. That's how I fucking roll, right?
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I can't...
You can't find it?
I can't find it, sorry.
Oh, jeez.
He fought in World War II originally. So I guess he was just in the army during World War II.
We could probably take a guess.
Yeah. Okay. So as they're flying over the North Pole, a giant hole in the North Pole sucks them in.
Supergirl is flying, by the way, and it's just very funny. I like the interaction between Supergirl and Green Lantern because doesn't he call her Rookie? And she sticks her tongue out like she does all the time.
Yeah, that's the second or third time we've had her stick out her tongue in the series. In that adorable little way that she does, because she's pretty much, once again, she's the little sister of the group. Yep. I love how they all mentor her. So, and they enter the Savage Lands. The Savage Lands are the place in the DC universe where the dinosaurs went, so they didn't go extinct. Because, as you know, it's warm in the center of the Earth. So they were able to survive. It's a kind of cool little place they have, where they do barbarian stories. It's fun. I read a couple comics there when I was a kid. I always liked it.
I never really heard about this before. It's crazy.
It wasn't so much of a thing when we were kids. I just read old comic books.
I get that.
So, because my dad thought, when I was a kid, the new ones had too much violence. And now that I've gone back and read 90s comic books, he was kind of right. Yeah.
I mean, like, definitely, I would not disagree because there's...
The 90s are... That's why they're called the Dark Age in comic books. I mean, sales were the best. It was the best sales in comic book history. But everything was so dark. And
everything.
Yeah.
It was so dark I could barely see.
Yes. So, it makes for some cool storylines. I like the Savage Lands. So they crash, and both Supergirl and Stargirl try and call the Watchtower.
Well, hold on a second. I wanted to make one point, is the fact that it gives off a very heavy metal feel. Like, you definitely... Have you ever seen heavy metal? Or heard of heavy metal?
No.
Heavy metal is...
You mean the music, or...?
Not the music, no. Heavy metal, it's the movie and the comic.
Sorry. What's it about?
Yeah, heavy metal. If you looked up heavy metal, it's just this, it's crazy, barbarian, hot, sexy girls just doing crazy shit. It's a lot of back and forth, just like absolutely nuts.
Oh, I've heard of that, but I never read it.
Yeah. Nostalgia Critic does a review on the movie they had, and it's just fucking crazy.
Yeah, I watched the Nostalgia Critic review. That's why I knew about it.
Right.
Okay. So, let's see. So, they both fail. Then Stripe points out the disturbing lack of cold at the North Pole, and we hit credits.
Mm-hmm. Dun 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 dun! Dun 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 dun!
So, the team is figuring out where the heck they are when they're attacked by raptor-riding soldiers.
Yeah, like, that's a thing.
I should say raptor-riding dino soldiers.
Yeah.
Because that's totally awesome. There doesn't need to be a because. That's fucking awesome.
You're right. It was fantastic. Hey, they're like lizard people that just have lasers and they're riding raptors, and it's just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. They fight, but Supergirl's at like a 12th strength.
She punches one of the raptors and realizes it didn't do very much of anything. Yeah. Something's going on, and she needs to get to the bottom of this.
So Stargirl's enjoying it way too much.
Oh, yeah.
She defends Supergirl. One last dino rears up to attack, but it's shot by a man whose intro is Travis Morgan, Warlord of Shambhala. So...
Warlord.
He seems nice.
He shoots the freaking T-Rex in the back like 5 times and downs it in a fucking moment.
Score 1 for the U.S. Air Force.
It's just like, holy crap. This guy is a beast. Also, dinosaurs are being killed.
Yeah.
In this
I have no problem with this scene.
In this episode, we have a lot of death.
Yeah. Yeah, they're dead. I mean, they're not like a bullet ripped through you and we need surgery dead. They're just like got shot with light dead. But still dead. You know, in the new Ninja Turtles thing, they don't even show enemies getting hit in the face. They just flash a white light and then they're down.
Did they really? Oh, right. I do remember that. Also, well...
They actually edited Dragon Ball Z Kai to do the same thing, which is why Dragon Ball Z Kai isn't as good as the original. You liked Kai better?
No, I'm just like trying to think. I'm like, what happened with Kai?
Yeah, it's subtle. They did a decent job with it, but it just the violence doesn't feel real.
The violence. I don't know. I feel like just the fact that we can see all this crazy shit happening, it really doesn't matter to me.
I don't know.
I
thought that made Kai. That always annoyed me when I watched Kai. It's why I stopped watching it. Even though they did cut out all the filler and.
I can understand when you feel that way about this. So, I mean, like, Dragon Ball Z was a hella violent series anyway.
It was. And that was part of what made it so good. So.
I'm not going to disagree against that one. Yeah, no, you're right.
So he takes them to his city fort of Skartaris, which is basically like a little freedom fighters camp with a sort of Sherwood Forest feel. So... Travis is training the scraps of society to fight Demos, who is our villain of the week.
He's training the what? The scraps of society.
Yeah.
Jeez. There's
Well, he didn't exactly have the A team with him.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, he made mention of the fact that these people they had lost everything, and these were not the ones that were generally of the highest caliber. These are the ones. These are the farmers. These are the, these are the ones left behind.
Yeah. Would have been nice. But
Yeah, it would have been nice. Yeah.
So Deimos wants a magic stone. So then we cut to Deimos' camp, where a dino trooper informs him of their defeat. Which, by the way, there seems to be this, like, racial dinos are cleansing the place of the humans vibe they've got going. But why is Deimos human? He should clearly have been a dinosaur. And they had a dinosaur villain in... They have, like, a humanoid pterodactyl villain who's also a magician.
I didn't get that vibe. I really didn't get that vibe.
Really? You didn't get that vibe? That all his warriors were dinos and all the good guys were humans?
Well, I mean, clearly that was the truth, but the vibe that I got wasn't that of, like, kind of a genocide. It was more of just conquest.
There were no Holocaust references or anything like that, no. I mean, it was just the humans were being all killed.
I know that, but
I thought it was strange that they made the dinosaurs led by a human. I just thought that was crazy.
I don't know.
You should have had him be a dinosaur.
I see them more as like grunts being made by a dude or something.
You think he made them intelligent, but he's shown later not to actually have magic. Which was also stupid, because it's not like they don't have magic in the DC universe.
Right. Well, he could also have used technology to have made them intelligent, or the fact that this is just a tribe that exists in this world that he's manipulated.
No, I think they were already intelligent. It's just...
No, I'm not saying that they weren't intelligent. I'm saying he manipulated them. He's controlling them because of the fact that he has technology.
Also, it was a little bit sketchy that he looked like he was not white, and every good guy...
Wasn't he, like, just very pale? Wasn't that the whole thing?
I saw him as Middle Eastern.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I think maybe they were going for...
I don't know. I saw a real Jafar sort of vibe about him.
Let me go look back at what he looked like. Let me go see. Where is he? Right here.
That's who I thought he looked like.
I guess you could call him Jafar, because, like, that's kind of what he represented.
Yeah.
He seemed...
And it was just, Travis Morgan was an American. All of his foot soldiers were white.
I guess. I don't know. I just really... This is not what I got.
I mean, it was really fine. Like, I feel like the racial politics of this aren't too bad, because you had the black guy protector of the stone and Jon Stewart.
The black guy protector of the stone.
And the fact that the coolest character in the whole episode.
Just because you fill a quota doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be.
It makes the racial politics more murky. When, it was the dinosaurs and the Middle Eastern guy versus the white army with the white multicultural army. I don't know.
Listen, they weren't fighting Middle Easterns, they weren't fighting Arabs, they weren't fighting Pakistani, they were fighting lizard men with lasers riding dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there was any intention of it being some kind of crazy...
Yeah, and in the end, that's what makes it not ridiculous, and that's what makes it not racist, because you can understand in that ridiculousness how you might accidentally create that sort of message. Because I really don't think it was intentional. I really think that they just had this character, Travis Morgan. He's a character from the DC universe. They wanted to do something with him.
He sure is a character.
And they had the character Deimos, who is a villain of his. And they're like, we're going to have those two fight. I don't know.
He looked more like he was... Well, what does he look like in the comics? Have you ever seen him?
Travis Morgan?
Yeah.
Not what was it? He looks like Wonder Woman's girlfriend.
Deimos.
Not girlfriend, boyfriend. what's his face? Steve Rogers, something like that?
I have no idea. I mean Deimos. What does he look like? Because in this, he looked more like if you would ashen his body.
Yeah.
Not as if you had...
I don't remember what Deimos looked like, I'm going to be honest. My memory of Deimos is from this show. Like, I know... I think he and the pterodactyl version of him are like the main bad guys of the Savage Land, I think.
Pterodactyl version of him.
Which I don't know why they didn't use the pterodactyl one, because it would have been much more thematic, but that's a different story. So, we return to Deimos' camp where
that way they wouldn't have had that super awesome sword fight that happened near the end.
Yeah, sword fight was cool. So, it doesn't... So, the soldier informs Deimos of their defeat, and it doesn't go well for the soldier. After he draws Supergirl's symbol, he gets evaporated.
Oh my god, he gets fucking decimated!
Yep.
This guy, and he screams, and you see the lasers coming out, and people are terrified, like, this is a death!
Yeah,
This guy ate shit, he is dead! Yeah. Holy crap!
Then he calls his advisors, and we find out it's Metallo and Banshee.
I kind of think it's a little funny, the fact that these are people that we haven't really seen before. I mean...
I feel like I knew who both of those were. They're both big... Metallo's a big Superman villain.
Yeah.
Silver Banshee's a big Supergirl villain.
We know that they're clearly not good people. I mean, just look at Metallo. He does not show off a quality of helping old ladies, down the road. It's just the fact that I feel like there could have been a bit more of a reveal. Like, we really didn't know who these people were.
It might have been better off using a more name-brand villain.
Right. Maybe Metallo would have been great because he filled a role here in showing that...
You needed to keep Metallo. You might have gone with a bigger name for Silver Banshee.
Right. I mean, like, Silver Banshee's an interesting character. It's just the fact that she was only supposed to be there in name. She appeared for a second. She was supposed to be the one that got away. Yeah. She appeared there for a second and then disappeared, knowing that there's a bigger order to this, as well as the fact that, someone got away, so we need to be wary about this. Yeah. But it was still someone that we didn't really know who was. So we can't even remember if she was a part of Lex New Order,
But it couldn't have been someone too big.
Right.
Because someone too big, and then the League would have found out too soon about the Injustice Society.
Right, it would have keyed them off.
Yeah. So, who would you have picked?
Maybe... What about that magnetism guy?
Dr. Polaris would have been a really good idea, because he's not big enough that I think the Justice League would have suspected something, but we know he's a big player.
Right.
Because of his role in I Am Legion.
It might have keyed you off that they were there for money, they were trying to steal the...
They were there for the kryptonite.
Yeah, they're there, well, because they're there for the kryptonite to steal it, to make money off of it. Like, how about that?
So...
That's what the idea was, maybe, that they were trying to pretend that that's the thing.
Yeah, so that's... I think Dr. Polaris would have been the perfect thing. Or the key, I think also would have been good. Especially if they had still... I don't know if at this point they were still planning on making the key part of Brainiac.
Oh, right. I remember that.
So... They could have hinted at the key being part of Brainiac, or they could have done something cool there. I think those would have been the best choices.
I don't really think they go with the key being a part of Brainiac in this series, but, who knows?
No, they didn't go with that. That was a discarded storyline.
Right.
In the first episode, they were hinting at it, they were going to do it, and then they decided against it later.
Gonna do it!
I don't know if at this point, they still were deciding they were going to do that, or... By the second episode, they're like, no, that was a dumb idea.
Gonna do it, man. I'm totally gonna do it.
So Travis takes the Justice League to his friend, Mashiz, I think that's how you pronounce it, who shows them the Great Stone, and it's just a giant block of kryptonite, which was a nice twist. I liked it.
Right, exactly. It has the power to heal and the power to destroy. It's like, what are they talking about? Some kind of crazy elemental stone or something, and it's just this huge block of kryptonite. And then, of course, Supergirl starts freaking out. Well, because, there's a huge fucking block of kryptonite, and she is hurt. They close those doors immediately. They do not want her getting any of that.
She even says she would have died from that kryptonite exposure.
Right.
If she hadn't had her powers weakened by being in the center of the Earth.
Right.
Which I guess she can't absorb sun radiation from there.
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean that she doesn't have the ability.
She's less Kryptonian, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't really know how that works. I feel like that really it really wasn't like a very well explained kind of situation. But we know that there's a huge block of kryptonite, and it's a big deal. And Supergirl is at a fucked weak state right now.
Yep.
That's what we're learning.
And then Deimos attacks, and we're warned by a panther that can turn into a human. Which brings us to our point earlier. You either got to eliminate the awesome panther lady, or you have to give her a role. Because she clearly is pretty powerful if she has the magic to turn herself into animals.
This woman just comes in, can turn into a panther, and that's all you give us? Like, I can't even imagine what kind of backstory she has, or what kind of fight scene she gets into, but all we get to see is her turn from a panther to a woman, talk about how, like, the army is here, and look how, like, she's fucked up. She's got all these scratch marks on her. Did they come from, when she was fighting the people, or the lizard people, or, like, were they
Maybe it's a cost of her powers.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Like, it was so interesting, and she is hot. Like, oh, my God. But that's just the thing. Why can't they show that happening? Why can't they show more of her?
Because you need to make it either a 2-part episode or cut everything else.
Exactly. There wasn't enough build-up. There wasn't enough explanation. I just absolutely wanted to see more about all the little things that they showed us.
I'm just not sure, like, that I can justify making this a 2-part. I'm not sure it's interesting enough. We'll get into that later when we finish the episode, though, because I might change my tune. You have convinced me before. So, the soldiers of s.t.r.i.p.e fight bravely. But swords against future tech is a bad fight, even with the Justice League on your side. Also, S.t.r.i.p.e punches a dino. That's freaking cool! Okay, so I'd just like to reiterate, a mecha just punched a dinosaur.
Yeah, we're watching anime right now, pretty much. That's what Justice League has turned into, Gigantor has just sucker punched the crap out of Godzilla, We can clearly see who's winning here. And, oh my God, I just love this. There's all this crazy war about to go down, and it's just beautiful.
Great. Just a great scene. So GL sees and incapacitates Banshee, but she's saved by dino soldiers.
Right.
And makes her escape. Meanwhile,
No, I'm just like, in this scene, one of the things is...
It shows the weakness of casting Silver Banshee in this role.
Well, besides that, I'm not just going back to Silver Banshee, more of just to the whole war itself, and just understanding that we're currently watching, it's not, we're fighting a bunch of little robot bugs that are from an evil, robotic dark heart. It's not we're all fighting a crap ton of aliens. They're fighting people. They're fighting lizard men that were talking. We saw
these lizard men are intelligent, and
they're intelligent.
In some strains of philosophy, they would have lives equal to that of humans.
And they all
personally, I would not consider a dinosaur life equal to a human's.
Right.
I would consider it.
That's racism, man. I'm kidding. They've been wanting.
It's really more speciesism
coming over and taking our jobs.
But I would consider it more equivalent to the killing of Hammurabi. a couple...
He had a code. It was great.
No. Hammurabi the gorilla, who was going to kill the child, so they shot it.
Right. Whose life is worth more.
Yeah. And so, you don't want to kill them. I mean, obviously you like the gorilla. You don't want to kill it.
Yeah.
It's a reasonably intelligent creature, so it has more right not to die than, say, a fly. Mm-hmm. But at the same time...
We are humans.
Human life is at risk.
Right.
I'm going with the human.
And we will save humans.
And while I think...
It's kind of got off.
It's not a perfect metaphor, because I would say that if I had to choose between the Dino Soldier and Hammurabi the gorilla, I would choose the Dino Soldier because it was more intelligent.
Oh, okay.
I think that its life is higher than that of a zoo animal.
Okay, right.
Although, I guess you could argue that the zoo animal
might also be
has more because we are looking out for its safety. We are in many ways its guardian.
Right.
But...
I was just about to start talking about the fact that this is like full-blown war. This isn't, us fighting one side that is inherently evil. I mean, very clearly that we know that these creatures are being led by an evil overlord who has wicked intentions, and also are being used by those other, the Banshee, what's her name again?
Silver Banshee and Metallo.
Silver Banshee, I know Metallo. I keep forgetting Silver Banshee, though. I've never seen him before. I've seen Metallo.
She was in Supergirl. She was pretty good in Supergirl, actually.
Wait, in the new show?
Yeah, she was.
Really? Yeah, I gotta go watch that.
Yeah,
did she look like what she did, or did they like do a modernization?
She looked somewhat like it in the last episode she was in.
Oh, okay.
It was actually kind of cool. It wasn't amazing, but they introduced her, and then they had her like slowly descend into supervillainy.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
I always like when they introduce a villain, you understand their motivations. I wish she had been a little less evil.
Oh.
Like, at no point did I like Silver Banshee. I would have liked starting liking her, and then watching her slowly descend.
Right.
But, they wanted a villain.
Yeah, you kind of feel bad about that. Yeah. Or it makes it more understandable is the thing. You can kind of see it. It's not where it's like, what is
the show Spectacular Spider-Man, the animated show.
What happens?
It's fantastic. It does that with almost every villain.
Really?
Every villain
starts off
likable. Even the ones that start off as villains are like funny, comic. Okay. Like you like them even though you know they're the bad guy.
Right. But something happens and they just start to congeal.
And then they become truly evil.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no, it's...
Or like what the Joker is trying to do, where he says that all good men can be transformed with just one bad day. Can be, like, turned crazy.
Well, that's what happened to Harley Quinn.
And that's what happened to... I don't know, I wouldn't say just one bad day turned her, because she had quite a bit of conversation.
Well, one bad man in her case.
Right. It's actually interesting, because as you clearly go on... I don't know if we talked about this before, but when there are a lot of moments where Harley Quinn is without the Joker, and she starts to kind of break free from it, and she shows, like, a lot of really impressive... tactical thinking. She's very intelligent on her own.
She's very intelligent in every adaptation of her since Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
She has been a fantastically intelligent woman.
Right.
Who was in a hideously destructive relationship.
Exactly. Yeah.
So...
Did I ever tell you the one where she's kidnapped? Well, not really kidnapped. She's kind of just like... She's being held down, or back, whatever, by the Green Arrow. And so he's got her in his, like... He calls it the Arrow Cave or whatever, and she's like, well, why do you call it the Arrow Cave? You know, arrows don't have caves, they're not bats. It's like, well, Batman has the Bat Cave. He's like, why don't you call it the Quiver? And he goes, that is actually a really good idea. And it was just like, she's just going back and forth, matching with the Green Arrow, and it was so great.
That's actually really great.
That's a really
they should have done that in Batman the Brave and the Bold. That would have been so funny.
Yeah, that would have been really... I mean, like, the Batman the Brave and the Bold was trying to be more childish in the sense that each character had their one extreme personality trait. Yeah. And the Green Arrow was all...
Was his competitiveness with Batman.
Right.
And that's why it would have been so great. When she said that, he was like, that is a really good idea.
Yeah. What was it? Yeah, so she just generally...
There was a part where she single-handedly also once captured Batman.
Did she really?
And then the Joker frees him because he didn't do it himself.
When did that happen?
Well, she decides it's time for her and the Joker to settle down. and have kids and stuff.
That's adorable. Oh my god.
So she's like, well, I can't. Well, but he's still obsessed with Batman.
Right.
So I've got to kidnap Batman, and pull one of the Joker's greatest schemes. And so she does it really brilliantly. There was a thing with a piranha. Okay. The Joker had a plan with the piranhas that he could never get to work. He was going to feed Batman to the piranhas, but he could never get the piranhas to smile. So he wouldn't do it. So she turns the piranhas upside down so they'd be smiling, and then is about to feed Batman to them when Batman plays mind games with her and says, "Why don't you tell the Joker that you did this?"
Oh my god.
And then he basically tells her that the Joker doesn't love you, he's just using you, whatnot. He's like, no, he loves me.
Was that the one where the Batman starts laughing?
Yeah.
And it was like really scary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one where Batman starts laughing.
Yeah, and she's like, stop, you're not supposed to be laughing, it's scaring me.
Yeah.
It was really crazy.
But
I remember
she's
watching
in many ways more competent than the Joker, but is handicapped in many ways like a Greek tragedy hero by her one fatal flaw, which is her attraction to the Joker.
Right. In certain ways, you can say that she's more competent. Yeah, Joker is an evil genius, but Harley is more of a modern genius. She's very clever and witty and can definitely make plans come out of nowhere, and it has a clever mind. Yeah. But like the Joker, definitely he creates the laughing gas, the Joker.
She can't touch the Joker's mechanical genius.
Yeah.
Like, I would say, in a fight, the Joker wins.
Oh, yeah.
But Harley Quinn is, in the end, less insane.
Right.
And she's able to do things the Joker just isn't.
Did you see, I think it was with Black Canary, I can't remember, but it was, Harley Quinn was versing one of the female superheroes, and I'm pretty sure it was Black Canary. I can't remember who it was exactly, but she realized that they were pregnant. And so she stopped fighting them because they were like going back and forth talking about stories about being pregnant. And then you found out that Harley Quinn was pregnant with Joker's child at one point in time.
Oh God!
It was
child.
It was a really sad.
Did she like leave him for that? Because that is a man who should not be trusted near children.
No, so what happened was apparently she was starting to talk about it, saying that like for a year she left. She took. For pregnancy and whatnot, and then after the kid was born, she let the kid go to her sister because she thought that she would have a better life.
Would definitely have a better life.
And the whole thing was that she came back to the Joker expecting him to be, kind of like happy to see her again.
The prodigal daughter has returned.
Right, exactly. And he pretty much acted like she had never left, was the thing. Yeah. And it wasn't like, oh, you're finally back. It's like, oh, I missed you so much. It's just like, where were you?
Yeah.
That was it. And it was very sad for her to talk about. One of the best things was the fact that she talked about her kid loves cars and like ballerina and thinks the idea of a tutu wearing car that does ballerina is a fantastic idea, and the fact that they haven't done it yet is a travesty. And it's so funny she's talking about her daughter, and it's just beautiful.
I can see the Joker totally making that. Like, that's the thing. The Joker might actually make that at some point, unrelated to the fact that his secret daughter wants it.
Dancing cars. It's really... Have you ever actually seen the character named the daughter of Joker?
No.
Has nothing to do with Harley Quinn or Joker himself. Just some woman,
actually. Is it like a Batman Beyond sort of villain? Or?
No, they added her in like a little bit later afterwards. They had like the Joker died at one point in time, and this woman found his like charred remains or something, and just became devoted to him. It's crazy.
Like a Kylo Ren sort of thing.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, actually, it's kind of charred remains. I think she like finds his face and like she finds his body and like peels his face off and wears it.
I feel like the Joker would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if the Joker was writing out a will, there's like a 60% chance somewhere on it there was like, I would like the executor of my will to rip off my face and wear it as a mask for the rest of his or her life.
And if someone were to go around wearing my body parts as, you know, a certain kind of costume, I think that would be just all right, you know?
Yes.
Okay, so going...
Toodles!
And then he dies.
Yes.
So going back to the main reason why we're talking about
Going
this
back
show.
to the episode, which has neither Harley Quinn or the Joker in it.
Yeah. Can we talk about the scene where, like, it was so quick, but it was so funny? I replayed it over and over again. The scene where Green Lantern is, like, trying to direct some people, and then he goes back to Supergirl, and it's like, Supergirl, hold off on the... And then you just see her jumping off of the freaking building with a sword going, yeah! And she's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Green Lantern's like, fine, and then leaves.
It's not like you had a Marine to direct the troops.
Well, no, the thing was, like, he was looking out for her safety and was saying, like, you know, stay back because you don't have any powers. And he turns to go say it to her, and while he's in mid-sentence, she leaps off of one of the banisters to, like, plunge sword deep into one of the bad guys. And it's like, okay, whatever.
Well, good on her for her courage.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
As a named character.
Right. Plot armor all the way.
So.
Oh, man.
So, what is it?
On.
So, Banshee, when we left off, was just saved by the Dino Soldiers, which kind of shows her weakness as a character.
I don't want to say it shows her weakness as a character.
I know, I mean, here's the thing. It's just that that would have been a totally fine thing to write if you had a bigger name villain who you knew was tough.
I don't think so. I feel like it would be better because of the fact that she is not a big name villain. We barely know anything about her, so it keeps it mysterious. The fact that she was just kind of, you know, fucking around with all those other soldiers. Green Lantern comes in, you know, stops her for like a second. Then it's not that they needed to save her. We just never got to see her fight. Because she was the one that got away. She was the one that needed to go back and alert everyone else about what had happened here. Metallo needed saving, and he got none of that.
I just think it would have been better if it was the Key or something, because the Key could have escaped very easily. And,
I mean, like, I do
he's
feel...
not well known enough.
Right.
That he... How should I put this? He's not well known enough that the Green Lantern might have known to take the precautions. Mm-hmm. But he is well known to the audience who just saw him in the last episode.
Right.
I think that would have been a better scene with a different villain.
I think it should have been the magnetism guy, in all honesty.
Polaris also would have been a good choice.
I just wanted to learn more about both of these characters.
Well, we're going to see more of Dr. Polaris, yeah.
Well, not Dr. Polaris. I mean, I wanted to see more.
Metallo and Silver Banshee.
Yeah, and the Silver Banshee.
She's a cool villain. It would have been cool to learn more about her.
Yeah.
I thought she was very
cool.
good in Supergirl.
I've never seen it yet, so there you go. Regardless of that, you know, Metallo comes in as well, and he's got he has kryptonite charged robot.
He's powered
suit, right?
by kryptonite.
Yeah,
he's a robot powered by kryptonite.
Right.
So that's a thing.
Right. And
I don't know why he needs to be specifically powered by kryptonite, but he always needs to be powered specifically by kryptonite.
Well, I feel like that might have been choice because he hates Superman. I got it. Yeah.
So.
You need another reason to have Superman have a weakness.
No, he's a great villain, and I see why he has it. But you think like he'd have like a backup power, like maybe like put a secondary battery in there, like some double A's or something, you know,
some Duracell, a rabbit maybe running around. They talked about the fact that one piece of kryptonite would have lasted him for years.
Yeah, no, the kryptonite is good, but it seems like a couple times a year, a Justice League member...
rips it out of you?
Rips it out of him. So maybe, like, invest in some AA batteries or something. Or maybe D's. D's seem like he'd go through less.
A portable charger.
Maybe, maybe he could put, like, a little plug in his butt.
Maybe it was, like, one of those situations in My Life as a Teenage Robot?
Yeah.
That was the show where she tried to have the external battery pack, except what happens is it would just give her a huge butt.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what I was like. If I added any more battery and more chargers, it would just make my face look weird or something.
Yeah.
It would, like, go all to his nose or something.
Yeah.
It's like I'd be walking around and everyone would think I was Jewish or something.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about saying that joke and I decided against it.
Even though I think he's British, right? Yeah, so
I don't know what his nationality is.
I think he's British.
But I should probably say, we are both Jewish.
Yeah,
so it's okay for us to make a Jewish joke.
So it's okay. Why are Jews' noses so big? Because air is free. I'm going to kvetch in there with the falafel. I'm sorry, I'm done.
So,
All right, afterwards.
So, yeah. So then Deimos moves to get the kryptonite.
Right.
Stargirl fights him and wins, but her taunting is interrupted by Metallo disabling her.
Oh, yeah.
So, good plan there, Stargirl.
Mm-hmm.
Travis then comes out to fight Deimos. They draw swords because Stargirl also disabled Deimos' fake magic collars. Bracelets, I should say.
We realized
which
that... Yeah.
pissed me off. I'm sorry.
What?
Why can't he have real magic? It's not like there isn't magic in the DC universe.
I think it's because...
Why did he have to be a fraud magician?
I think it's because they wanted to just go down to a sword-on-sword barbarian fight. It all led up to that kind of moment. There were
but here's
a lot
the
of things.
You could have had him do his magic to make himself really strong, and then Travis could have fought him really strong.
I guess you could say that. I don't know the universe that led up to that kind of thing. I'm really not entirely sure of what goes on with, what was it, Deimos?
Deimos, yeah.
Yeah, also friends are here. I'm sorry.
So... Okay, so... Metallo goes for the kryptonite, but Supergirl arrives and claims to be immune to kryptonite.
Right, for some reason
She grabs Stargirl's staff and stabs Metallo with it.
Right.
Who rips off his own arm to chase her.
That was so violent! Did you see how fucking this episode was so violent?
It was good.
They showed the Queen stabbing, plunging her freaking sword into one of the guys. She kicks one of the dudes in the face.
I wish they don't do that anymore in cartoons.
Maybe they don't do that. Well, okay.
They don't let them show the same amount of violence they used to.
A lot of the violence they used to show in cartoons was kind of fucked up. So
I think it was fine.
I don't know. I mean, you got Ren and Stimpy, and that was not made for kids. That was not...
Well, the guy's wife died a week before the show aired, so he made it a little dark, I think.
I don't think that... whatever.
I feel like my friend told me that. That was totally unsubstantiated.
Yeah.
Unsubstantiated rumors!
I feel like a week before is not when you start creating the show, so, you know.
No. I'm sorry, a week before they started writing it.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. Because, shit happened in Ren and Stimpy. But, yes, he has that one violent, screaming fit where he's ripping his own arm off, and clearly it is paining him to do so.
Why would he give himself lots of pain? You obviously need
maybe
some
that's how
pain
he
nerves.
was made.
Yeah, maybe he's still roughly human. He still has the brain, so they just wired it the same way.
I didn't really do any of that really smart studying up thing that, people do. Research, yeah, that's what it's called. What is a Wikipedia anyway? But,
that is pretty much the extent of my research on a lot of episodes.
Is Wikipedia.
If I find something really interesting, I'll, Google it.
Oh, right.
But,
definitely.
But in some episodes, it's just and read the Wikipedia page, and good. Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Metallo starts fighting back, and it is not pretty for Supergirl. She's running around with a sword. She's doing a lot of really cool tricks to hurt him. She dumps a statue on him. She takes one of the swords from the other people and starts fighting him back. But it's just really not working out.
The kryptonite is just weakening her too much.
Yeah, at that point, he's just shooting her with lasers, and she is just taking it.
So, back to Deimos and Travis.
Right.
It's a close fight, but Travis manages to win. Deimos claims it's all for naught, because he won't unite S.t.r.i.p.e. by killing him, and then jumps off the cliff in an attempt to kill Travis, because we can't have Travis kill someone.
Yeah,
he clearly is... I saw that, I was really? He jumped off the cliff?
Well, no, he lunges at him, and then Travis kind of...
Yeah, and then Travis just kind of goes...
Travis jukes him Travis jukes him like the MLG pro that he is, and Deimos falls into a pit of
jukes him like LaShawn McCoy.
Never coming back. What? I don't know.
LaShawn McCoy is a very famous football player. He can juke very well.
I was going to shout Steph Curry and hope to God it was from basketball, but,
No, juke is football.
Okay.
So...
juke is from a lot of things, but whatever.
Okay.
Maybe they use it more in the football. Sport ball. So, well, yeah, I know. You got to have the... At least they don't have it where he gets locked up in prison forever. No, Travis kills him.
He doesn't
really kill him. He causes him to die.
Yeah.
He sets the factors in motion.
So Supergirl runs from Talon more, but he gets overconfident, and she manages to pry loose his kryptonite core.
She stabs him in the fucking chest and tears the goddamn kryptonite out, tossing it to the side.
Seriously, the AAA batteries. I'm just saying.
They would make his butt look really big, and that's just not happening, Jordan. There's no way you're going to let that happen.
I mean, like maybe like a backup generator,
Right.
Something.
But Supergirl is not lenient yet. Well, no,
Maybe
not
like
lenient.
2
What's it
pieces of kryptonite.
All right, we're
so that
done.
he can have his attack kryptonite and his power kryptonite.
One of the kryptonite is like lodged in his butt or something, and the other one is in his chest.
Yeah.
So he's got Supergirl pinned down, saying he can't move right now, but the kryptonite is still there, and it will kill her slowly.
Yeah. But Stargirl thankfully saves Supergirl.
Stargirl comes in, and this time isn't being a little bitch about it, so she immediately saves Supergirl.
Yes. Good job.
I mean, I feel like you could have had an entire, at least like 10-minute scene devoted to them confronting each other about what it means to be a hero, That, if I would say to make it, I'm holding up my hands here in like defense. If I would say to make this a 2-parter episode kind of thing,
You would need to have them have a confrontation in the middle of the episode.
right,
And then
or at the end of the
repair their
last one.
relationship from there.
Exactly. You totally could
And
have
that could be
filled
the
a lot
end of the
time with
first episode.
that. Right, exactly. Is the confrontation,
Is the fight, and
then-
then someone storms off.
then the war
and
happens.
then Scar-Terrace attacks.
Yeah,
Sorry, and
exactly.
then Deimos attacks.
And then we see that really super cool, awesome Panther chick come in,
yeah,
and I get
who
weird-
actually gets a storyline.
Oh my god, she would get the best storyline where she like saves an orphanage from a burning inferno or something while also juggling a bunch of watermelons or something. I don't know. She's awesome, and there you go.
Yeah, so that happens. So after the victory celebration,
Yes.
Travis gives a great speech with his family.
A rousing speech.
I don't know how they won. Maybe after Deimos was defeated, the dinos collapsed, or he was
Right.
like augmenting them somehow. So when he died, they lost their augmentation.
Maybe the thing is like they won because of the fact that they were all being controlled by Deimos, or they
Yeah,
were
that's
being
possible. They
forced
could
to
have
do
scattered.
So. Yeah,
So
they had,
Deimos was defeated, and therefore they were
right.
They
They didn't have any more of their superpowers with them. They didn't have Metallo, and Silver Banshee left, and so Deimos is also gone. So
And it's
Green
pretty
Lantern,
hard to defeat. Maybe Green Lantern just cleared it without
Yeah.
the checks on him of Deimos and
Exactly.
the other high-powered heroes.
Yeah.
So maybe they just got a healthy dose of Green Lantern, and there's a shockingly small amount of wounded.
A healthy dose of massive green fist and up the butt, So
Which, in a world that they didn't have antibiotics, seems convenient.
right,
But-
well, I feel like something kryptonite energy healing them, yada yada,
I'm good with that explanation.
center of the earth bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah, all right. So, Green Lantern is interrogating Metallo about why he needs so much kryptonite.
Oh my god, this is also a
He
violent
actually,
scene.
it's kind of cruel. They're torturing him.
Yeah.
I am seriously disturbed by this scene.
Yeah.
That was wrong
well,
on 16 levels.
right.
They should have. Clearly, the correct
They weren't
answer was
torturing.
give him a. They were torturing him.
This was
They
bad
were
cop.
denying him. No, they were
Right.
denying him food, or
I guess
power
so.
until he talked. They were threatening him with death. That is torture.
Right. I
He
don't
was
think
in
they
pain.
would ever truly kill him, like let him die. I don't think they would ever
I
do
mean,
that. Like
he wouldn't die if you let him power off, but you can imagine your organs shutting off being excruciatingly painful.
something like that. And all the poop coming out, that would just
It
suck.
was it was a very cruel thing. I don't think the writers really thought it through. I think they should have given him like a sliver of kryptonite so he was on just like very minimal power or something.
I don't know. I feel like just the Marine in him would have done so, or maybe
Marines
you could
don't
have
torture
You
people.
could have had it that you could have had
Marines
it that
are above torturing people.
Supergirl did it. Like Supergirl came in, said something, crazy.
No, Supergirl wouldn't torture someone. These are heroes. Heroes do not torture.
Not torture. Not torture. I'm not saying not torture. I'm just saying like if they would do it instead of what they did like now, you would have Supergirl or Stargirl come in. Like he would say something about Supergirl, and Stargirl would come in to defend Supergirl's like honor or something, and like just completely rail on Metallo, and he would just like, all right, calm down, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. It's like the fire of a woman.
Yeah, maybe that'll work. I just,
a little
I don't know.
cliche.
I have a rule. I do not watch any TV show that shows torture positively.
Okay. Well,
I really wish Justice League.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to have to write a Justice League exception to that rule because of the podcast, but it makes me love this show a little bit less.
Yeah, I can
that they let torture happen, especially in 2005.
I can see
They should
that.
have been extra conscious about this in 2005 when the show...
Oh, yeah, George
when,
Bush.
Yeah,
as
when
one of
George
their-
Bush
I'm saying they
secret torture
they had his picture up,
facilities were found out. it was irresponsible for the writers to allow this to happen.
I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree.
It was beneath them. So,
beneath my toes.
this would definitely be a scene I would cut if I was getting it down to one episode.
Right.
So, Metallo goes to
yeah.
answer, but he's short-circuited before he can.
God. Yeah.
It was a nice hint at what Grodd's doing in the Justice League Unlimited. So we know it. We know how all the pieces get together, but it's good dramatic irony because it's just a hint to the characters and they treat it as such.
Right.
That's great writing there.
Well, Metallo was about to spill the beans, but then someone cyanide pilled him. They pretty much shut him down remotely, and he's pretty much dead. They said that like they were gonna bring him back to John to see if they can pick anything out from what was left of his mind. Like how fucked up is that?
Yeah, it's screwed up. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of death in this episode. This is a dark episode.
It was dark, but it was good. Like a kid wouldn't be disturbed by that.
Right,
they didn't cross that line.
Right,
that it was inappropriate.
Nothing was killed on
but it was dark.
screen.
So if a parent's watching with the kid, they're like, "Huh, that brings up an interesting thing." So yeah, I think that's.
Yeah.
I thought that was very well done.
Yeah, that one guy did jump off into a pit.
Then they're
of
deciding
nothing.
what to do with the giant kryptonite stone.
Right.
S.t.r.i.p.e. and Green Lantern want to throw it into the sun because that's how you deal with giant blocks of kryptonite.
Slabs of kryptonite, exactly.
But that is not the decision they come to.
Right.
The decision they come to...
Well, no, which one said, though, that it was used to heal these people? Was it Supergirl?
It was Supergirl, yeah.
Yeah, she said, that they used it to heal people, so it's done so much good for this land.
Yeah. So they decide to
decision.
seal the Savage Lands away.
Yes.
Which, I don't know why no one did that earlier, but it is done.
No one probably understood that it
I guess how many people really go to the North Pole?
Exactly.
So...
Santa's there. You can't bother him.
Yeah. It's kind of rude.
What kind of a douche would you be? He's working there with all of his jinx.
So yeah, so they leave the Savage Lands, Green Lantern closes the portal, and a repowered Supergirl excitedly flies off, having made peace with Stargirl. And we get our closing scene of Stargirl and Supergirl competing about who is the most overprotective father.
Oh my god!
And
overprotective father figure.
And S.t.r.i.p.e. and Green Lantern decide who gets to take Metallo to Martian Manhunter, and they worry about what this bodes.
Oh right. But I loved that as they're, both girls are trailing off and saying, I worked on a farm in Kansas for 3 years, and it's like I didn't have a bedtime. I can lift what? I can lift mountains and all that crap. Regardless, though, I believe this episode was fantastic. I actually would put it very high if I had the chance. I feel like. God damn it. I feel like...
Sorry, I'm messing with this head.
I'm losing my goddamn mind over here. Sun and lights. I feel like if this was a two-parter and you would rate it as such, that would be fantastic. But unfortunately, it cannot be. So,
Okay, so...
Freaking hell.
I still think it'd be a little bit better as a one-parter. I would have cut Travis and his whole family. That thing. I don't think you needed to give him a name. You could have just said...
Right.
You could have just had Green Lantern take it over and be in that Travis role. Because
I can see where you're coming from, but a lot of the epicness of this entire scene, this entire episode, was brought on by the fact that, A, you had all of these stakes and all these people understanding where they were from and what was going on. And then, B, you had, generally... just like you had so many things going on. It was just like so much buildup, and it felt fantastic. And you had all these characters that were fantastic and amazing, and I loved them. You had the Panther chick. You had his daughter, who was she did one thing. She summoned a massive phoenix to just evaporate like 3 huge angry worm sentinel things, and it's just like, what the fuck was going on over there? But, whatever. And why couldn't she do that at the beginning of the thing? Maybe she had to charge. If I had known a little bit more about her and understood that, some kind of bullshit like that, whatever. Regardless, I would really definitely rate this at a high place. Maybe, let's say, right now, in all honesty, I put it like, I put it at above Mystery in Space. It would be at number 7 right now for me. I think it had a lot of potential. I loved what was going on. I feel like it could have been better, but what it actually did was still very good. It told a really decent story. It showed a lot of character development and character growth with people that we didn't actually see before, and it introduced a lot of characters that we still managed to think were really cool. Even though we only saw them for like 3 fucking seconds.
Yeah, I think it was, on the whole, a good episode. I think the ending really saved it, and the great action really saved it.
Right.
That...
Yeah.
I think the ending where S.t.r.i.p.E. and Green Lantern talk about it, and Stargirl and Supergirl banter is just really fantastic.
Yeah, that little scene between the two of them, it's like, Kansas, 3 years, on a farm. Yeah. It's just like, you just punched a dinosaur in the face and you're complaining about farming. Oh, it was so cute. So funny. And then S.t.r.i.p.E. was even cuter in the background, because he was just like, you know, my damn it, my baby girl is growing up and turning into a superhero. It was crazy. Where do you put it?
I liked it, but not as much as you. I'm going to put it above Darkheart and below Fearful Symmetry.
No, I get where you're coming from. I really do. I just feel like a lot of it I feel like since the potential was there, and it still acted out on a lot of what was going for it, I still feel like it deserves a good spot, in my opinion.
And I think 16 out of 25 is actually pretty good in this show.
Well, yeah,
I think really, the episodes where I say I think you could need improvement is the difference between, on my list, 19 and 18. Where The Return is, I think, the first episode that I think is, I'm going to call it bad for Justice League Unlimited. Which is still a really good episode. You don't get till the episodes I don't really like until Kid Stuff and the Ties That Bind.
Right.
But
I'd say actually the only ones that I would really think to add more to that need it, not add more to because they can, are the last two, in my opinion, Double Date and The Cat and the Canary. Even I say For the Man Who Has Everything, which was kind of a bland episode, in my opinion. Not really much actually happened.
The action was not great.
The action was not great. It was very much just entirely about story.
Yeah.
And I thought that was fine.
I think if they had been later in the series, and they felt comfortable doing just full-fledged story,
right,
it would have been an amazing episode.
Right.
But I think Mongol was just not a good villain.
He just appeared and was a dick. Yeah. And that's why I just thought it was kind of weak, but it was still good enough to be an episode. Yeah. The only ones that I really truly felt needed more were Double Date and The Cat and the Canary.
Both Green Lantern Black Canary episodes, I actually really liked those. I got them pretty high.
No, the thing is, when I was young, I really liked them. So I think the reason why is that I was expecting big things, but instead I got not big things. So, wow, Jordan, that was really descriptive of me. I was expecting big things and got not big things. God, they should pay me to write for people.
Seriously, they should.
Oh my God. What? Oh, pshaw.
Well, you're an English major.
Yeah, I know, and I'm attempting to get a position in something like that, but, you know, this isn't exactly showing off my qualities. Still, regardless.
Well, when we do the web series, it will.
Yes.
Fans, stay tuned for our web series. An adaptation of a book we haven't decided yet on.
We have 3 different choices to choose from, and we're currently deciding. We're trying to get to see who can make the monkey drunk enough so it will finally point to the one that we want to choose. But unfortunately, we can't find the right.
We keep running out of liquor before the monkey gets drunk.
Oh, we keep running out of monkey before the liquor gets drunk. Regardless of that, do you have any closing statements, Jordan?
Stay beautiful.
Stay beautiful, and try and make things 2-parter episodes.